Soldier of Christ reporting for duty. How's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's staying safe in this cold weather and that everything's going well for you. Let's jump right in. So today I'm going to talk about sort of being in despair or depression. So let's jump right in. You turn to Matthew chapter 10, verses 29 through 31. It speaks, "Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows." So it brings up a really good point that a lot of, even the birds that we see today, we tend to not see birds that, at least flocks of birds that are just on the ground around starving. At least not where I live. So it's important to know that if God is able to ensure that they get their daily bread, how much more are we likely to get our daily bread, being that we are much more valuable than a few flocks of sparrows. So it's important to realize that even when times are the toughest, that God is always with you and that He will support you in all ways. As well, if you turn to 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 8 through 9 speaks, "We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed." So it's important to understand that even in these circumstances, sometimes you might get discouraged because things aren't working out the way that you want them to. But that's okay, because sometimes when things don't work out the way we want them to, a lot of times it's because we're relying on ourselves and not Jesus. But when you rely on Jesus, He's able to sort of support you. He's able to pull you through these tough times because, as we know, His yoke is light and it isn't something that will break our backs except when we deal with problems ourselves, it will break our backs because a lot of what is required of us and a lot of what we need to do is too much for us to handle. So that's why we always need to rely on Jesus and not ourselves in these circumstances to ensure that even when we are in sort of this state of despair or depression, that we are able to rely on Him and we actually have a focus besides sort of wanting what we want to happen, because in the end, a lot of what we want as humans, we don't even know what we want. But when we have Jesus, we sort of have a purpose to know what we want, to work for Jesus and to ensure that we are able to do all things through Him that strengthens us. Thank you again for watching one of my videos. If you're new, perhaps consider subscribing. Maybe leave a like or dislike. That's all I have. With that in mind, till next time, Soldier of Christ.